I just happened to see another video, and I'm going to be talking about how we view ourselves. I gotta tell you, everybody, what is amazing to me when I'm in the hospital and I go into patient's room, it is stunning to me how some people, they're so hard on themselves. It really is, when you go in a room, you don't know what to expect, but I have to tell you, there are times when I go into patient's room, they're just so hard on themselves. One in particular was a 21-year-old. I went in there, and I understand she had like some broken bone. She had an accident, and the nurse had called me up to see her, and so I went in to see her, and I walked into the room, and there was a chair there. I wanted to, sit with her for a little while. So I sat in front of her, and we started talking. And I got to tell you, in about maybe 15, 20 seconds, she starts on a rant, all about her. All that she's fat and ugly, all kinds of things. It was like I was taken aback by how she was so demeaning to herself. She said something that touched something off for me, and she started talking about God, and she talked about God made a mistake, with her, and that kind of touched off something. And I'm going to explain a little bit about that in a second. But she just went on for a while, and then there was a kind of a lull. I want to take off on this idea, and this was the idea was relayed to me through another chaplain. It's very effective. It's very, very good, and so what? And I'll explain a little bit more how it actually works. But in that lull, I started thinking about it, and I wanted to act upon it. And so what I did is I said, Miss, I'm gonna get something for you. I want to show you something. This is very important. And she's looking at me like a little inquisitive. But anyway, I'll go out of the room, and I go to a nurse's station, and I was thinking about the idea, and I asked somebody, if anybody in the nurse's station had a mirror, and someone did. So it worked out really well. Just a good sized little mirror. So I went back in the room, and I said to her, and she's looking at me, she's really inquisitive, what's going on here? And I said, I said, could you take this mirror? I want you to look in the mirror and tell me what you see. Took the mirror. Looked herself in the mirror, and she goes off on that rant again. She goes off on that. And then there was another lull. And I said, indulge me for a minute, but I want you to look at the mirror again, and I want you to tell me what you truly see. She's looking at her, she started kind of really looking a little bit in the mirror, and then I said to her, do you see God? And I got to tell you, everybody, you have to been there to see the expression on her face. No, she did not see God, but there's a point to all this, and this is about the idea. It was very effective. I said, do you see God? She said, no. And then there was another lull, and I took that lull, and I said, I want you to look in the mirror one more time and tell me what you truly see. And for that second, she did. And I said to her, God does not make mistakes. You are not a mistake. What I'm trying to point out, everybody, this story is that we all have our moments. We have values out in life that are so misplaced. And people are just, it is stunning to me how hard people can be on themselves and how they perceive themselves like having no value. But every single person, God does not make mistakes, everybody. He does not make mistakes. We're all created for a certain reason, a particular reason, whatever it may be. We go through life. He created us to be in life. All that is in it. When you have your moments and you get hard on yourself and you go all through all the kinds of things that go on and just how you can tear yourself apart, you are not a mistake. And I'm talking to Rick all about you out there. You're not a mistake. We are all not a mistake. So I talked to her, and she, what was interesting is that I got to know her a little bit. I kept coming back a little bit, but we had that discussion about the mirror, and she got it. She understood it, and it had some impact on her. And then what was interesting about it, I got to know her, she had a personality. Yeah, she had a sense of humor. I was really kind of struck by the sense of humor. She was pretty good about it, and she had a real sense of humor. And I was, with further discussion on it, we all have our attributes. We have things we do well, things, and everybody's got things that they can do well. But we're all different. We all have it, and the value that when I talk about misplaced value is how we look. We're fat, we're ugly, we're all kinds of stuff, our face, and people it's unbelievable how people put themselves down. So I'm going to end with this, and I'm going to say, any of those who have that kind of feeling, you go through your days, you go through your moments, whatever it may be, you are not a mistake. She was not a mistake. You out there are not a mistake. You're not a mistake, everyone. You're a wonderful gift. You've been given a gift to life. I went in there. I appreciate your time. Thanks for your time for watching this video. Until the next video, thanks again. Appreciate it.